Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to the virtual kickoff of our project CORRASBlue. And you can see in the title, this is a project on corrosion as well as the project on digital twin. And with that, the plan for today is that we're going to introduce to everybody that's here, as well as virtually as they're watching it through YouTube, what this project is all about. We're also going to have a round of introduction from the partners within the project. And finally, we'll end the kickoff with the plans of individual work packages and our goals in the upcoming years. And so we are aiming to around an hour for this kickoff, and we hope to keep time with this whole process as well. And just a housekeeping for those that are joining us live, please stay muted during the meeting as each partner is introducing yourself, so you can then unmute and then talk about your slides. You can also write some questions in the chat or send us emails directly. Please be aware this video is now being recorded and it will be made publicly available afterwards. And with that, I will briefly introduce to you our project, and we will start with a bit of background. And if you're here, you're probably aware what corrosion is. And within CORRASBlue, we are specifically focusing on the corrosion in the coastal ecosystem. And it is a really important and really costly issue, as it can lead to a lot of disturbances in the local environment. Of course, it will cause infrastructure degradation. It can lead to heavy metal pollution, and it can also interfere with the local ecosystems, both on the regional level as well as on a more global level. And in terms of the lifespan for each infrastructure, particularly the submerged infrastructure, they are definitely challenged by ongoing corrosion risks. And it is also important when we're looking at the development of the offshore infrastructures in the coming years, both within EU and beyond. And there is a really famous saying that the best offense is a good defense. Of course, this works in many scenarios, and it definitely works in terms of corrosion. And we believe that in terms of the best way to handle corrosion is to be more proactive, both in terms of monitoring and also prevention. And in order to actually make a good prevention strategy, and also to stay vigilant in terms of the monitoring aspect, there are several things we need to consider. First of all, we need to consider what would be a good data input in terms of the monitoring side, and what type of data are we getting into. Are they easy and accessible? And this also works in terms of the source data. What type of data are we working with? Is it the marine side, the data? Is it the biological side data? Or is it the physical and chemical data sets? There are also multiple layers in terms of the risk assessment, and this changes depending on the sector you're looking at the different risks from, and this involves the active contributions from the subject matter experts, for example, and each expert will also have their own data sources that they trust and they're specifically looking into, which means that when we're looking at a corrosion monitoring aspects, we need to look at not just from one side of the subject matter, but also from multiple angles, which is why we're also here today, is that we're having a consortium of subject matter experts that are gathering together for this project. And as I already mentioned earlier, we are looking at a combination of factors. We're looking at biological factors, materials, the physical effects in terms of the marine systems, such as the salt water, the tidal, the waves, and the currents. And finally, the mitigation aspects, particularly on the cathodic protection, for example, as well as coatings and inhibitors. And one aspect that we really want to emphasize on is temperature and pH, which is having a great effect on the corrosion aspects within the coastal infrastructure. And this is also closely related to the effects of climate change, which, as in this context, can also affect many other parameters you see on these slides. Given the large database that we have already access to, there needs to be a better way of forming different understandings and relations between the various processes, factors, in order for us to make a better assessment of these data and develop a more concrete form of corrosion prevention in the future. And to do this, we decided to explore the different options regarding corrosion modeling. And there has already been a lot of models that have been developed by different groups over the years. And each of these corrosion models are looking at whether it is a physical phenomenon, whether it's empirical, and whether it is, as time has moved on to now, more on the data-driven side. And depending on the materials we're looking at, there's already various corrosion models focusing on each of these factors. However, what we want to do with our corrosion modeling and also within this project is to actually support an additional validation step, which allows the feedback from real field data in order for us to have a proper model assessment. For example, if we're modeling the effectiveness of cathodic protection on site, can we have a field sensor that give us additional field data to evaluate whether what we have predicted within the model is accurate. And the model should also look at the physics and chemistry behind the corrosion phenomenon. And what's important here is that we want to evaluate the corrosion aspects related to biological factors, because within the marine environment, it is a huge factor in terms of how microbes and also other biological factors are affecting the corrosion behavior. And this includes corrosion behavior that are more difficult to predict, such as pitting corrosion. And the way that we decided to approach these difficulties and some of the challenges we already saw is using digital twin. The digital twin side is not new. It also has been used already for corrosion, and it has been really widely adopted by a lot of industries, as well as in healthcare systems. But what we are trying to do or trying to understand is if we can use digital twin to build a corrosion platform that can be active in terms of feeding the field data into already existing large database. And this database will also benefit from our consortium, which has so many expertise, particularly from the biological side, where we can use the digital twin to kind of understand if within the marine environment we can have a combination of corrosion both from the biological and also physical effects. And some of the biggest questions we want to answer is that can we use digital twin to increase the coastal infrastructure resilience? And what would be the different corrosion protection strategies within each ecosystem? And would the methods actually be employed in the future between the marine systems and also for the development of further infrastructure? And with this, we are moving into the main part of our project, which, as you see in this case, it is the new project that is funded through the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership. It is one of the new partnerships coming within EU where every country is collaborating with each other with a common goal. And for us, it is to increase the lifespan of the infrastructures. And our key goals within the project is to develop a digital twin model for selected marine corrosion control. It's explicitly incorporating the aspect on biological life. And we will be assessing the material's performance in selected EU sea basins. In this case, we have selected Atlantic Ocean, Mediterranean Sea, and North Sea. And we are also looking at and evaluating the different biological and abiotic mitigation strategies on selected marine infrastructure using publicly available data. And we will build a best practice of the current corrosion monitoring technologies and consider what would be a way forward in terms of increasing the efficiency of these monitoring aspects. And finally, we want to evaluate the effectiveness of the model in terms of predicting and designing a better corrosion mitigation strategy that would emphasize on the environmental aspects. And within the course consortium, as you see, it is a rather big consortium, but it is a very international consortium. So it will be a 3-year project. We have partners from 10 different countries, and in total, we have 20 partners, which is amazing and really incredible in terms of how much expertise and competence we can gather in this group. And with that, I would like to introduce you to individual partners. And so you learn a little bit more about what they do, who they are, and how they're involved in this project. And the first one is Norse. So because it was just easier to put here. And so Norse, it's coordinating this project. We are an independent research institute located in Norway. And right now we are located in Bergen. And we are one of Norway's largest independent research institutes. And as they say, it's the second largest, but you know. So within our group, we are the Subsurface Energy Solutions group. It is a very large interdisciplinary group as well, and which really falls similar to this whole project as well. We are working on a lot of different environmental projects, for example, on hydrogen storage, which, as you know, Nicole, she's also leading another hydrogen storage project that is also a partnership-based project. So we are doing a lot of these EU partnership style collaborations, which is also how this project also come across as well. And within our group, we are doing a lot in the laboratory side. Oops, sorry, there was an animation error here. We're doing a lot of laboratory side and also on modeling as well as on visualization as well. So it's really nice to be able to work together here with the consortium. And next one, we have our other Norwegian partner, Andreas.
Hello. Thanks, Annie. Yeah, I made a slide here that is very technical. Yeah, NTNU is Norway's largest university with 40,000 students, and NTNU has many different things, many different expertise. Amongst that, also its own research vessel, which, if we had enough budget, we could also use to expose samples. But within the limitations we have in this project, we can't use it. So I can't present you possibly within a short time the difference, the organization NTNU in its entirety. So I decided a few aspects where we are technically good at, yeah, and that is also electrochemistry at very high standards, including standard methods where we have field compatible setups, but also quite advanced setups which are more lab based, like noise detection and electrochemical impedance spectroscopy, and especially dynamic impedance spectroscopy. Then what we are also good at is coupling electrochemical experiments with the focus on corrosion to different optical types of experiments in order to elucidate mechanisms. It is sort of my own core business. Then often we need surface analysis or other types of analysis where we have access to state-of-the-art facilities here. And we need interpretation, data interpretation. Where I think, yeah, it's you would say it's natural, but if I see what I get to review these days, then I'm not so sure if everyone is as good as we are in taking data from different sources and interpreting this in a sort of consistent and comprehensive way in order to get insight into corrosion mechanisms. And then in the last years, we have went into starting using different methods of machine learning in order to, for example, describe the effect of alloy composition on typical electrochemical parameters, the effect of variations in the environment. And yeah, I don't want to deepen this now. Yeah, and then there on the bottom, I suppose, because we have many biologists here, I put a picture of the cytochrome BO3 ubiquinol oxidase, which is a membrane electron transfer protein on which I worked 20 years ago. It has no direct relation to what we are going to do in the project, but I thought it is nice to show. So thank you, and maybe the next person in the list can take over.
Great. Thank you, Andreas. And next we have our partner from Germany.
Hello, my name is Andrea Kort. I'm a principal investigator in the Federal Institute of Material Research and Testing. So we are officially a governmental institute, which can be a benefit or even not. It's up to you. Biology is more, not really well reflected in our institute, but we have the advantage that we have a lot of engineers, chemists, geologists, physics engineers, whatever, and a lot of facilities for material testing. And related to this, like Annie already mentioned, for the AI, we are really well equipped and established with data management related to material science. And now we are going in this area and try to step in. At least in this kind of digitalization and data management area. So I'm guiding a team for biocorrosion. Here you can see a nice image. We have in total at BAM 1,600 employees, and 40 of them belonging to the group of biology, because we have also some people which working for instance, with insects, wood degradation, fungi, and so on. And we are really looking forward to this project because it really covers a lot of areas I'm already interested in or working in. We have people which working on mitigation. We have persons which working on environmental simulation in the marine environment. We have also topics and subjects related to nuclear waste storage and geological formations. And hydrogen storage is also part and aspect, and we are going for industry testing. We're doing tests, for instance, but we are also open for research, basic research or applied research. Here you can see the main campus, a nice overview, also how we are reflected outside, and we are also we are interested in environmental simulation, how we can improve it. And yeah, Annie, you want to go for the next?
Yeah, great. Thanks, Andrea. And next, we have our partner from Denmark.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Torben Skovhus. I'm a project manager here at VIA University College. People ask often what does the VIA stand for? It doesn't stand for anything. It's the Latin word from going from here to there. So you have to go through our college to be educated at a certain profession. And we educate their engineers. We have a line of climate and water technology. And yeah, you can read the details here. I want to put the spot on Sia. She's the producer. So she's going to lead together with myself, work package 7. We'll come back to that. And it's one of my goals in this project that we will bring corrosion to the big scenes in LA for the Oscar nominations, or even in Cannes. So we hope to achieve that. So there'll be some parts on visualization. And then I'll move on to Søren. He's here with me at our campus in Horsens. He's a data specialist and have insights on gathering data in another project we run on drinking water production. So we'll come back to that. And then I also saw that Dita from our project office is online, and she's going to make sure that I'm not spending too much money, but also make sure that I spend enough money. So I will leave it with that. And yeah, hope to see many of you here in Horsens. We have a closing and also a kickoff work package 2 from this project. But yeah, we can send an email around on that, Annie. So on to the next.
Great. Thanks, Torben. And next, we have Elizabeth.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Silva. I'm an assistant research and invited professor at the BioEasy Faculty of Science of the University of Lisbon, Portugal. So BioEasy is integrated in 4 associated institutes at Portugal, particularly in Faculty of Sciences. BioEasy has this vision, it is here stated, unrevealing multi-scale mechanisms in biology. Basically, BioEasy unit integrates or is organizing 30 laboratories, all of them working or aim to address these 3 main research programs that aim practically to understand structural to functional relationships at molecular and cellular level, to predict and modeling the organisms to population and materials or systems behavior. So basically, and myself, I'm leading this Bioactive and Multifunctional Materials Lab, which is mainly dedicated to bioactive molecules design, functionalization to mobilize in materials or polymeric matrix such as coatings in order to protect surfaces or industrial surfaces and gas anti-fouling and anti-leak or anti-corrosion purposes. So basically, this is one of the main roles of BioEasy through myself and my lab, which is acquiring a real data field and help integrating. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Change it. And help to integrate in digital twin model. Apart from that, we have available several facilities, state-of-art technology instrumentations, and has a public university dedicated to teaching and training. So we have actively involved in several programs, and we have also a team dedicated to communication, dissemination, and exploitation. So we have industrial partnerships, we have startups that can be integrated in this project. So moving on, just to show you some facilities that we have available that are integrated in national and international networks. We have microscopy and high-tech screening technologies. We have genomics, mass spectroscopy. We have cell culture and computing systems. So basically, BioEasy will, with these means and with these facilities, will actively be involved in several packages, but mostly dedicated to understanding anti-fouling and anti-corrosion parameters to integrate in the digital twin model. So thank you. So it's all. So I'll give the word to the other partner. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah,
and next we have Uros.
Yeah, hi all. So yeah, my name is Uroš Tardan, and I'm pleased to introduce the University of Ljubljana Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, Partner 6 in CORRASBlue. So just briefly, basically, University of Ljubljana is the oldest and largest higher education and research institution in Slovenia, with currently almost 40,000 students and more than 7,000 staff, and more than 600 ongoing EU and international projects, mainly in strong collaboration with industry. Otherwise, our 7-member team combines skills in advanced manufacturing, machine learning, digital twin, materials and corrosion science, with here on the picture myself as the WP lead. Then we have Dominik Kozjak, Damjan Klopčar, and Rok Vrabic as the senior researchers. Nate Rožman, who will join us as a postdoc, Mirza Imširović is our young researchers, and Anže Pilc, a technician, where our main role is basically leading of work package 5, so digital twin development, while also participating in other work packages. And just briefly to mention, so city of Ljubljana, basically Ljubljana, shown on the right, top right screen. I can say it's a vibrant city in central Slovenia with just 1 hour to both Adriatic Sea and to the mountains. So of course, everybody is welcome to visit it at least once. Thank you, Annie.
Great. Thank you so much. And coming up, we have our Swedish partner. Abdel? Oh, yeah.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Abdelkader Meufel, and I'm representing Research Institute of Sweden. So basically, as an organization, we are a state-owned research institute collaborating with both academia and industry and society. And our mission is to perform applied research to provide corrosion consultancy, corrosion education for different sectors and applications, and toward this target of increasing the lifetime of structures, trying to decrease the environmental impact and look for more practical and cost-effective solutions. So our role in this project of CORRASBlue, so we are work package 4 leader related to the data generation. And on this point, so we have the possibility of a field exposure in Kristineberg Marine Research Station, where we can do both field and laboratory controlled exposure condition to generate data. And we're also related to the working package number 2 as a co-leader for the requirements analysis and screening of which structure, coastal structures and materials will be studied. As a team, we are 3 people, myself as a corrosion specialist and more focused on electrochemistry, and Catherine Lindblad, she is microbiologist. She's replacing Johan Linden, who left RISE, and my 3rd colleague is Sheloke Andersson. He's a more practical and engineer person, well experienced in different setups and field exposure and laboratory instrumentation. So hope that we can add significant value to this consortium. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And moving into the more hotter region, so we have our partners now from Turkey.
Hi, my name is Hüsnü Gerengi from Düzce University, Turkey. I'm very happy to be in this project. We are specialized in electrochemical measurement techniques, and especially we are also working on corrosion resistance material and corrosion inhibitor as well. We are trying to improve a new type corrosion inhibitor which can be used also as a biocide. We are also working on corrosion of reinforcement steel and the biodegradable implant technologies with Italy and also with Poland. In this project, we are going to help to determine corrosion using electrochemical methods, which is developed by us and our friends, dynamic electroimpedance spectroscopy. And with this method, we can calculate corrosion measurements for a long time. Also, we are investigate the use of glass fiber reinforced concrete and ultra high performance concrete materials that are resistant to MIC in offshore industry, and we believe that this type of concrete technology will help many problems, especially corrosion. I want to thank to all participants, and I'm happy again to be part of this group. I hope we were going to do very good work. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Eni. Hello, everyone. My name is Esra Sungur. I work as a professor at Istanbul University, Turkey. Istanbul University is one of the oldest and largest higher education in Turkey, with currently almost. I am pleased to introduce our team from Istanbul University, which is participating as partner 9 in this project. I am serving as the principal investigator. Alongside me, Associate Professor Dr. Duygu Kadayıfçılar and Dr. Simge Arkan Özdemir are also involved in the project. Our team has strong expertise in microbiological analysis, including microbiologically influenced corrosion, aerobic and anaerobic bacteria, microfungi, biofilm research, and antimicrobial activity studies. We have contributed to numerous projects involving complex industrial systems such as oil and gas infrastructure, cooling towers, hydroelectric plants, and aircraft fuel tanks. These areas, especially in this area, especially microbial process directly impact material performance and system reliability. Within this project, we are actively involved in all work packages with a key role in work package 4. As the lead partner of the data integration task in work package 4, we are responsible for coordinating the data processing workflows related to corrosion, biofouling, and critical seawater parameters. In addition, we will contribute to the standardization and harmonization of these data sets. We look forward to a productive collaboration and to contributing our microbiological insights to help achieve the project's goals. That's all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Esra. And moving back to the northern part, we have Kevin from TU Delft.
Thank you very much for the floor and the invitation to join, being part of this consortium. Delft University is located in the Netherlands, next to Rotterdam and The Hague. And we are in the mechanical engineering faculty in the material science engineering department, which really looks at the design of material from their design up to their end of life. And in this context, Yaisa Gonzalez Garcia develops research focused on understanding corrosion at the experimental level, also in connection with electrochemistry and electrochemical processes. In this context, I bring in my expertise in AI and materials modeling. And well, Yaisa was, as you can guess, the driver of the main contributions. But I definitely look forward to bringing my own expertise as well. Thank you very much once more.
Great. Thank you so much. And then we have Pedro from Portugal.
Hey everyone, good morning or good afternoon. My name is Pedro. I'm a biologist and I'm a PG in marine ecology. I'm part of WaveX marine environment and licensing team in Lisbon, Portugal. WaveX is a non-for-profit association founded in 2003, and with the main goal to knowledge transfer between academia and industry. So WaveEC is currently split into these 3 teams: economy and business development, environment and licensing, and engineering and operations and maintenance. We integrate many research projects, and we have a broad scope of area of work, but mostly related with ocean engineering and particularly with offshore wind and the wave energy projects. Next slide, please. This is just an overview of what the activities that we conduct. I'm not going into detail, but this essentially from designing a project until its decommissioning. We conduct several activities, including feasibility study, site selection, licensing, environmental monitoring, environmental impact assessment, and many others. Next slide. And so this will be the main staff in this project. Myself as a project manager on behalf of WaveEC, my colleague Paula, which is a naval engineer, and she will be responsible for task 2.3 on the life cycle assessment. And then we have 2 engineers, which will mostly provide support to the digital twin development and the AI algorithms development. I will also participate in other work packages, including dissemination. And yeah, this is it.
Great, many thanks. And next we have our second partner from Denmark.
Thank you very much, Jenny. My name is Annette Alsted Rasmussen, and my primary background is within materials and corrosion technology, and have been working with consultancy and applied research most of my career. And I run this company, Corrosion Advice, a small consultancy company that provides advices on how to mitigate corrosion, and we're doing damage investigations. And in this CORRASBlue project, I am together with Abdel from RISA, work package leader on VP2, requirement analysis and stakeholder engagement. I will come back to this later in this presentation. And I will also contribute to various other work packages, such as data collection and integration, validation and optimization, and dissemination. And I'm very happy to be a part of this project and look very much forward to collaborate with all of you. Thanks.
Many thanks, Annette. And in terms of the French team, the first is from La Rochelle. Unfortunately, the French teams are all on the summer holidays now. And so I have the honor of introducing the first one, which is from the University of La Rochelle, which is led by Mark. It's as I've known, it's a really beautiful city on the west coast of France, and they have a vast amount of infrastructure in terms of material analysis as well as electrochemistry. They also have a separate team, which a team of microbiologists that can also support this project. And one of the key aspects of this, the university, is that they have access to testing platforms at the Atlantic Ocean, which they can also support with sample analysis and also measurements, which are really relevant for the work that is described in this project. I see something. Yeah, and then I will go to the next French partner, and I think Abdel will introduce them.
Yes, Annie, thank you. So Institute of Corrosion, it's a French organization. It's basically the daughter company of RISE, Sweden. So we are working in the same way. They are just geographically located in France, and they have 3 sites. And you can see for the 3 different locations, they are split in terms of corrosion studies or expertise for different sectors. And the main one is at Brest, which is on Atlantic Ocean, where there is a possibility of field exposure. Also, there is good expertise on testing of materials in offshore or coastal situations with different monitoring techniques. So basically, the contribution of the French Corrosion Institute, it will be more expertise than experimental due to the limitation of the budget from their side. And the contact person from that Corrosion Institute is Nicolas Larcher, who is a site manager and well-established expert in marine corrosion. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And coming into our series of self-funded partners, which are really important part of this project, as many of them are from industry, and they're also sharing their expertise, both as a expert and also as an end user. And the first one is CORRASBlue, which is a company in France, led by Hervé. They are particularly specialized in corrosion, MIC, and biofouling, and they are actively involved in a lot of research and development projects, and they are also having their own laboratory and testing facilities in their company. And our next self-funded partner will be introduced by Just.
Yes, thank you, Annie, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm happy to introduce our company Endures, which is a conglomeration of the words endurance by research. We are an independent center of expertise dedicated to applied research in several fields, of which I made a small list on the left. Primarily, we have lab facilities which are located directly by the North Sea, which you will see a little bit depicted in the middle, which gives us a unique opportunity to do extensive research in the field of marine corrosion, microbial corrosion, fouling and fouling control. This immediately leads me to the three people that are linked to this project from Endures side. So my name is Joost van Dam. I am primarily involved in materials and corrosion as a senior researcher, and the other two contributors from our side will be Nani Noel, who is I think known by most of you, who is our lead scientist in microbial corrosion, and Maria Salta, who is actually mostly in the lead for our collaboration to this project, who is our lead scientist in biofilms and biofouling. Particularly for our on-site exposure facilities, we are involved in several work packages, I think. And that involves our seawater laboratory, but also our exposure sites at sea, but also our atmospheric exposure sites. And I put a little pin in the map to see that we are quite up in the north of the Netherlands, so a little bit far away from TU Delft, where my roots lie actually in the group of JISA. So I'm also very happy to join this nice project. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And next we have Metrocor.
Yes, hello, Annie and everyone. First of all, congratulations for having established this fabulous project, and I'm very, very proud to be part of it. And thank you, Annie, for preparing my little slide here. Metrocor, I should say, my name is Lars Nielsen, and I am the managing director and founder of Metrocor. Metrocor have specialized in providing remote monitoring techniques for two sectors, both within the energy sector as such. One is the buried pipeline systems, and another one is the wind power systems. And what we have specialized in is not only measuring the corrosion, but also measuring all the related parameters that might have an influence on corrosion, like potential measurements, current densities, AC and DC potentials, spread resistance, stuff like that. And in the offshore industry, we do have a multi-logger with different sensors that can measure stuff like coating breakdown, corrosion rates, potentials, wave actions, and pH, for instance. So we are looking very much forward to working with all you subject matter experts, and I'm very, very delighted and anxious to see how microbial corrosion and digital twins can be maybe incorporated or seen in contest with our remote monitoring devices. So thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you so much, Lars. And next we have February button.
Hello everyone, my name is Sefa Güntepe. I am happy to be here. I would like to thank all the participants and contributors to this project. As the self-funded partner D, Fibrobeton, I am proud to say that our team consisting of Mohamed Maraşlı, Beni Cohen, and Kader Coşkun is part of this initiative. Our focus areas within the scope of the project include developing corrosion resistant concrete for evaluation and potential applications, exploring the use of glass fiber reinforced concrete technology in the marine industry, creating antibacterial and antifungal surface for marine applications, promoting the use of GFRC materials that are resistant to microbiology influenced the corrosion across various sectors. We are working closely with Professor Dr. Hüsnü Gerengi. He is the project coordinator in Turkey. We are open to collaboration and look forward to contributing to innovative and impactful outcomes. Thank you once again for this valuable opportunity.
Great. Many thanks. And our next self-funded partner is also from Netherlands. They are called Microbial Analysis. Unfortunately, Elsmik is on holiday, and so I will be talking a little bit about their company, which is particularly specialized in diagnosing and characterizing microbiologically influenced corrosion. They have their own pipeline and those systems to look at the different diagnostics related to MIC, and they are also very active in terms of identifying from the actual cutouts and the pipelines system or the samples itself, and then also diagnosing them whether they're MIC or not. So if you're interested, you should check out their website and also send Elsmik an email regarding their company. And in terms of their role, microbial analysis, they're going to be one of the end users where we want to kind of test on how the MIC diagnosis from their expertise related to what we want to generate with our project model as well. So it's really nice that they're part of this project. And finally, last but not least, we're finally here and we are gonna go to Konstantinos. If he's here, I see him online. No, I don't see him. No, he's here.
Here, but yeah, I guess you can hear me now.
Yes, now I can hear you.
Yeah, so I'm Konstantinos Hadjistas. I'm an academic at the University of Nicosia. I'm a professor at the Department of Engineering. We are the largest university in Cyprus, about 12,500 students. And we have extensive expertise on marine corrosion. Basically, we have worked on a number of projects from critical units like on offshore installations to marine debris, the use of deep learning. So we'll be working extensively with Euros on the project. And now we're expanding our know-how by having an offshore marine observatory where we'll be looking at climate change and its effect. We have worked in the past on biofouling on ships and offshore installations. It would be nice also to incorporate in our team the know-how that we gained from the project. So I look forward to getting to know most of you and jointly working on this wonderful project that Annie and the other team have put together. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And with that, we will move on to the next part of the presentation, which is what is the project is actually looking into and how it is being carried out. And in terms of the project overview, as I've mentioned, this is a project that is based on digital twin, and with the digital aspect, we also have a physical aspect, and which is specifically focusing on the coastal infrastructures. And in terms of physical systems, we are looking not just as one system, but we want to look at the environment as a whole instead. So we are looking at some of the structures, the conditions, the corrosion environment in particularly, and the biological impacts and mitigation, and how these individual systems can be monitored with sensors. It's also something that we need to gather at the beginning in terms of during the data gathering phase. So which means that we are going to be gathering a lot of data from the open sourced parts. So for example, the wave patterns, the temperature, the materials, and the corrosion rates that are already published within the different environments, as well as how certain microbes, for example, is corroding in different marine systems. So there is a lot of data that are already out there. And our first step is to get these data and also try to generate some within the projects that are kind of as an additional parts to what is missing. For example, certain coatings and also the cathodic protection aspects, what is this links that are missing in the open data aspects. And with that, we want to then feed into our data development part, where we want to find a way to fuse the different sources of data, which is, it's very difficult, as many of you know, because it will be a lot of data and they all look different. We need to first go through a very intense cleanup phase and try to fuse them in a more sensible way. So for us to build this digital and virtual modeling part for the digital twin, and also add another layer of the predictive part, where we can actually apply the knowledge into a future prevention aspect. And so with the after we have built the model, there will be a very lengthy aspect on the validation and the optimization, where we're hoping that the end users in the project can also contribute into the validation part. And also we will incorporate the field sensing part to kind of validate whether the corrosion that is being predicted with the model is actually matching what is happening in the real environment. And of course, this is a loop that we want to connect between the physical part and the digital part. So we hope that within the project, we're building this platform. It is not something that is going to be completely perfect by the end of the 3 years, but we want to have this digital platform that we can constantly feed future data into and improve it over the years. And how the work packages are actually looking into. So we have in total 7 different work packages. We have the work package 1, which is on the management, and work package 7, which is on the dissemination. And the main bulk of the project is on the different aspects of the model development. And from here, I would like to pass the mic to the individual work package leads, where they're going to talk a little bit about what is individual work package it's looking like. And so the first is Annette, work package 2.
Yes, thank you. Yes, as mentioned earlier, I am in collaboration with Abdel from RISA, work package leader of this work package on requirement analysis and stakeholder engagement. And the objective of this work package is to gather and integrate stakeholder input on data priority to ensure that the development activities in the projects will align with the stakeholder needs and expectations. And the requirement analysis will be conducted during the first 6 months of the project. And please note that we have developed a stakeholder survey. You here on the slide, you will see a QR code that can give you access to the survey. And we would like to invite all of you to fill out the survey and also to distribute it among stakeholders in your network. we would like as much gather as much input as possible from this survey. And we will also, during the project, do various workshops and gather feedback from stakeholders. You should have received already an email about a workshop that will be held in the middle of September in Horsens in Denmark. And I will get back to you relatively soon with more information on that meeting. And later, in about a year, activities on life cycle assessment will be initiated. That would be WaveX that would be leading this task. And as mentioned, you can consider me and Abdel as your contact persons regarding this work package. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Annette. And for work package 3, unfortunately, Yaza couldn't be here, so I will introduce work package 3, which is on the system design and architecture. So this is a really important work package, as it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the project. So based off on what we gather within work package 2 from the stakeholders, we need to then actually define and identify the systems where we actually can gather the data, and a strategy that needs to be developed in terms of how we want to conduct the experiments and how we want to integrate both the experimental result and also the modeled results. And so the first task will be identifying the system and also defining this data acquisition process. And in the second task, it's that we want to define the software and the computational resources that are required for processing such large volumes of real-time data. And this particular data architecture needs to be able to handle efficient storage and also integrate the sensor data that we are gathering later on in the project. And also we are going to have one data management team where we're going to process and also find a good way to gather the data that we already collect from the open source platforms. And because there are also a lot of safeguards that are required within the digital twin itself before we're able to launch it for validation, there will be a defining part on the security aspects. How data can be encrypted and handled will also be implemented and defined in this particular work package. And this work package is led by the members from TU Delft, particularly Yaza and Kevin, as well as Husnu from Turkey and Duce University. So great. So next we have our work package 4.
Yeah, thank you, Annie. So this working package is titled Data Collection and Integration, and the objective is to develop a database that will cover annual data of corrosion and biofouling and marine environment from the selected EU basins. And the aim is to prepare a usable input data for digital twin and AI models, and we know that the key message here is a lot of data with a good quality. So we will try to focus on this aspect. And the first task is of course the baseline data, which means that we will try to see what is existing in open literature, and we try to gather to screen the data before defining the need to make acquisition of real-life data to complement the picture and to put it in some integrated form or standard form that can be used for modeling purpose and database access. So RISE is leading this working package together with the University of La Rochelle, Marc Janat. So hopefully we can succeed in this part also. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And next we have yours.
Yeah, thank you, Annie. Yeah, so basically work package 5, digital twin development, will be led by University of Ljubljana in collaboration with BAM as co-lead, and of course several participating partner institutes, because it's, I can say, quite crucial for the success of this project. Otherwise, basically within this work package, the main objective is to develop a comprehensive and a robust digital twin model for prediction and control of marine corrosion, including microbiological influence corrosion, while also incorporating biological life. So by predicting future damage, it will also enable a proactive decision-making, advanced diagnostic, real-time control, with the aim of reducing emissions, promoting reuse and recycling, and of course, overall improving the durability of critical infrastructure for support of sustainable, resilient coastal system. So it's quite huge, and in view of this, there are 4 key tasks in this work package. So within the first package 5.1, so it's a DT architecture design. It is planned from month 10 to month 12, and will be led by the VIA University College. So basically, the main aim here is to develop the DT architecture integrating multi-source real-time sensor data and, of course, predictive algorithms. Then in the following task, it's a mechanism-driven corrosion and MIC models, planned from month 12 to 18, will be led from NTNU from Norway. So here, basically, the main aim is to obtain AI-driven corrosion and MIC models with Bayesian fusion for a real-time updates, to have success updates on the mechanism. Then following that, we will have the real-time data fusion and model updating, which will be led by University of Ljubljana, lasting it is planned from 16th month to 22nd. And also here, it is the aim to include Bayesian data fusion algorithms to integrate data with the digital twin for continuous updates, and of course for the prediction of the corrosion, and of course also MIC. And at the end, the fourth task is the virtual modeling of marine structures, which will last supposedly from month 20 to 25, which will be led by BAM, Germany. So here the main aim is to deliver a virtual model simulating corrosion and of course MIC, with integrating with the real-time data and AI for early damage detection. Yeah, so this is basically the main 4 tasks, but of course it's quite, let's say, important and crucial for this project itself. Thank you, Amy.
Great, thank you so much. And moving on for work package 6.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm talking now for the work package 6, which is called the validation of optimization of the digital twin artificial intelligence model. And we have in total 4 sub work packages, let's say. The first one is field testing and the model validation, because it's important to check if what is designed by our team members on the digital way is also really reflecting what has happened in the real environment. And so we are really strongly involved in, for instance, taking a look for the real field samples and taking the samples, going for 16S analysis and so on in different kind of locations. And this is also important when you go for real field testing, that you have all the time the same operator, to avoid that you have differences in a way that some persons is doing maybe taking a sample in a different way than the other. So the objective for the field testing and model validation would be validate the accuracy of the digital twin model in predicting corrosion and MIC under real world conditions. And therefore, we, as I said, conduct the field tests and using the real-time sensor data. And and check if the model's ability to, let's say, to adapt the dynamics, the environmental condition and the operational loads. The next would be then the 6.2, let's say, is the real-time prognosis and the self-updating of the digital twin. This means like integrate the real-time data and enable self-updating capacity in digital twin model with the goal or with the purpose to ensure continuous refinement and of predictions for corrosion and the MIC damage. And we hope that with this, we can deliver a real-time forecast for support timely and proactive maintenance decisions. Then we have 6.3 with the goal to develop an AI-driven system for predictive maintenance based on the framework defined by Work Package 3. And for this, we would like to have a method which we have in our mind to leverage the digital twin-based analysis of corrosion risk and damage progression to generate real-time maintenance. And we think the impact is really important because it enables to optimize cost-effective maintenance strategies through intelligence decision support. And with 6.4, no, this was, sorry, 6.2 is done, sorry. But I forgot to mention, which is really important, that we are not doing this alone. We have as an important partner the TU Delft, which is the co-lead. And in any case, I have the impression that all the work packages are so close to each other and working so much together that without interaction, this will not be successful anyways. Many thanks.
Great. Thank you so much, Andrea. And finally, we are in work package 7.
Yes. Hi, my name is Sia, and I'm from VIA University College in the department that is the animation workshop where we are educating animators. So we have some of the most talented animators in the whole world. And my area as a project manager is the science visualization. So in this project, we will create short animation films. We will bridge gap between the researchers and the public through this animation and visual storytelling. So you will meet us in interviews and we will make you tell your story in another way than the scientific language. And we will start already now to investigate this field that is very new to us. And then we will start with the deciding which format and the style development. And when we are going into the phase of storyboard and voiceover, we will need your help very much. But we look very much forward to see you and to dive into this subject. Very interesting.
Great. Thank you so much, Sia. So in terms of the project phases, we have divided the project into 5 different phases. The first is where we are now, which is on the engagement and definition of relevant data inputs from stakeholders. As Annette has already mentioned, this is something we're gathering now from the various stakeholders. So if you're interested in participating, you can answer the survey and also provide the your ideas as well as your feedback based off on what you're doing within the marine systems. And then based off on that, we will go into the data fusion phase, which is by gathering and integrating the data from the different sources, including sensors, published data, and non-disclosed stakeholder data. And then we will have our first Gate 1 review, where we're looking at the quality of the data we have gathered and whether they are sensible and if they are good enough for us to move into the third part, which is on the model development using the cleansed data and as well as the produced real-time complementary data that are required. And which brings us to the second gate time review, which is to see whether the model has been developed in a more sensible way and what are some of the main tweaks that we need to make both on the data generation part and also the model development part, and which will lead into the model calibration, optimization, and validation, and also the aspect on the predictive part, which is something we want to add on top. And of course, it will complicate everything, but we want to make sure that this platform is ready in the end to be launched in terms of more feedback from the end users, which will also go into the Gate 3 review aspects. So with that, we hope that in the end, we have a model that we can deploy in an open, accessible way, and also that we can have more projects in the future to make this the model we want to develop within CORRASBlue to be more improved and also more versatile for different usages. And with that, we also want to, because this is a kickoff, right? So we want to increase the engagement of everybody involved, and particularly of end users and also stakeholders. And there are many, many ways that for you to be involved. The first is the easiest, is that you just need to scan the QR code and be part of the survey. And you can also join the advisory board as a stakeholder and also as an industry partner. You can also be part as an end user, for example, to test the model in the end when we are ready for it to be tested. And you can also provide us with non-disclosed data, and where we can also schedule a meeting on how this data will be accessed, will be used to develop the model. Of course, there are many different ways for an industry and also different stakeholders to be involved. And we're also launching our social media on LinkedIn, and also you can contact many of us through email and throughout the project and also beyond. And with that, we will conclude this kickoff, even though it's slightly over time. And to thank everybody who are involved, there is a huge list. And also, it's really important to thank our funding partners, which are the individual funding agencies from the different countries. So we were really thankful for their support for this project, and also the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership for selecting our project to be funded. And with that, I will end the recording and thank everybody for contributing to this kickoff.